Yo, what is going on, everybody? You are now listening and watching The Gender Project on this beautiful, what is this, Wednesday?
It's hump day, honey.
It's this on this beautiful
Yes.
hump day.
Wait,
And
I humped a cubicle wall today.
you're disgusting.
It's exhilarating, honey. Get into it.
Alrighty, well, that's what I'm talking about. For all of you guys listening, if you're listening and watching for the first time on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button. We really want you guys to follow us.
Comment, please.
Yes, and comment on the topic that we're about to talk about today. It is about to be really good
Wait,
for those.
wait. Is this the Gender Project or what are we presenting?
I'm sorry, we are presenting Red Hot Riplet Talk for
Yes.
you guys that are watching. If you're listening on iTunes, then this is just simply the Gender Project, and we hope you guys like it, all
And
right?
shout out to OVN, our official snack sponsors.
Yes,
We love you guys.
we really appreciate them. They're super dope.
Yes.
And so, I just want to jump straight into it today because I kind of got chewed out. I made a status today,
You
and
get chewed out a lot when you post.
I do, but I'm starting to like it and I appreciate it because for real, like, I don't care. And I do it for a reason and I do it with purpose. And so I want to talk about that today because I did it with pure intentions. Like I do a lot of my stuff, but it comes off wrong. And
I don't think it comes off wrong. Sometimes it's misunderstood.
Okay,
Everybody's
yeah.
not going to like everything that we post.
that is true.
But the masses will.
Because they got on my head about the last thing I said.
They did. They did.
What's the last thing I said?
Was it the $20? No, the inexpensive date.
No, not
idea?
even that one. What we just did last week. The clip that I posted, I can't think of it right now.
The clip that you posted
Yeah, on Facebook, the clip that I had just posted.
about the infinity.
Yeah. Oh, women changing men. So they were like all on my head, like, yeah, it's not our job and it's not our responsibility to change a man and do all. And I was like, that's not what I meant though.
Yeah.
So it came off wrong. And
Yeah.
so, yeah.
We are going to talk about that at
We
some
are.
point.
We gonna get
'cause
more in depth
I'm,
about
I'm a little intrigued. Not so much by the Infinity Gauntlet, but anyway.
No, that was actually brilliant though. Don't hate
Anywho.
on the Infinity Gauntlet. So anyway, I'ma read and I'm gonna post it up for you guys watching. I'm gonna post it up. But for those listening, this is what I wrote today on Facebook, and we're gonna talk about it. All right, men, we are the head. It is our duty to lead and protect. How we gonna do that if we're constantly playing the blame game? Until we as men start holding ourselves accountable for the damage we've caused to the mindset of our women, there will always be an irrefutable disconnect between us and them. So, I'm glad that we have this beautiful podcast because I want to go more in depth with what I meant by that. Because a lot of men were, I don't want to say attacking me because they are my boys and I like that. I like the community of friends that I got on social media because we have open dialogue and we talk about things because they don't agree with everything I say and I don't agree with what they say and we'll talk about it. So, they kind of got on me and they were like, one was like, it was not our job, it was not our place to care about all of the women, and it's not our responsibility to focus solely on them. Like, we have to make sure we weigh both options out. We have to talk about what they're doing and what we're doing, because it's like men are just being attacked and we're never going to make any progress if men are always being attacked. And it's not about attacking as much as it's about the accountability of men, because I care about accountability. From day one, that's what I've always been. I've been that type. That's how I was raised, to hold yourself accountable for your actions. If somebody else do something, that's on them, but it's how you respond and how you react to it. And that's just how I apply it towards the way of life. So it's up to us as men to hold our own selves accountable, and once we get ourselves together, then we can bring it to the table of, all right, women, we got our act together, now this is what we want, and vice versa. Hey men, we got our act together, this is what we want and this is what we expect from you guys. And it kind of ties into that gender role thing.
Well, why do you think they took offense? Most of the men really took offense to your post. Why do you think they did?
I think they took offense because it came off as an attack. And now I'm always that, I like to play that devil's advocate thing where I like to see both sides. I like to put myself in their shoes and understand why they felt the way they did. So they felt attacked. They felt like, all right, this is something that you're making it sound like it's all our fault why women are the way that they are, and that men are responsible for the times that we are in and why we feel the way we feel.
Stop right there.
Okay.
Stop right there. Do you want to try to rephrase what you said? So maybe those that have commented on your post, if they're watching, if they're going to watch, which you guys better.
I hope so.
If they watch, maybe they can gain some clarity based off of what you posted. Maybe you can kind of rephrase what you said.
I don't even want to rephrase it. I did that on purpose. Like a lot of the stuff I say, that's why I have so many comments, because it creates open dialogue.
It's blunt.
I
it's
wanted
like
to.
Straight to the point.
Straight to the point, and
He ain't throwing no sugar.
It's slightly. It does have a slight attack to it, and it can have
So
a.
you're admitting that.
No, I admit that it can have that view of it being an attack.
Okay.
That wasn't my intention.
Perception.
That's all. I'm all about that. And so everything I say you can look at it from two sides. I'm never gonna say that the reason why we are in the times that we are is because men don't know how to act. I'll never say anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But what I will say is that, we are in a time that we are in because we as men haven't held ourselves fully accountable for our actions throughout the years.
Okay, so I know we talk often.
Yeah.
So we kind of had a conversation which brought this post on, but I know
Right.
you had conversations with other female friends of yours,
Yeah.
similar,
Yeah.
that really brought this post on,
Yeah.
bring it to life.
It did.
And you getting sick of that. You getting sick of us?
Am I getting sick of y'all?
Getting sick of hearing us?
A little bit, yeah. I ain't gonna lie. Like, yeah, y'all kind of getting on my nerves, but at the same time, this is the position that I'm in. Like, I asked for this, and so it's that whole with great power come great responsibility kind of idea of, all right, I put myself in this position for women to want to open up and, talk to me, tell me what's going on, tell me how y'all feel about us as men, so that I can kind of be the middleman or the liaison and bring it back to the men so that we can do better, so that we can make y'all happy.
So how do you suppose that you guys do better or make it better so we can kind of...
To me, it starts with finding out what the problem is. And that's what I wanted to tell the guys.
The problem could have been 20, 40 years ago.
It's not could have. It is. And that's what I wanted to kind of put out there. That's why I made the status the way that I did, so that it could open up dialogue, so that we can get to the root of the problem. It's never just on the surface like it's men's fault.
They're looking at it like that though.
I want
which
them
is
to,
why they reacted the way they did.
But of course, it's also
Post.
a Facebook status, so I ain't gonna write a half a book on a Facebook status.
It's been done.
But
Not you, but
I know.
it's been done.
But I will make a open-ended statement that will create dialogue, so that in the comments, we can go into it and go more in depth. And one of them actually did say, like, this is actually something that goes way beyond the surface. Like, we gotta go back to really discuss what you're saying. And I like that, because I don't know if he literally understood my intentions on the status, but I'm glad that he saw that, because that was my intention, to open up the dialogue, to make us go back to see, all right, the men being forced out of their households and their homes and everything like that, and for us to discuss why we are in the state that we're in.
Wait, did you say the men are being forced?
Like, as far as like if we really get into the government and how they played that part with the whole crack epidemic, with the welfare, with the child support, like if we really get deep into all of that, how basically they tried to remove the man, even with the whole slavery thing, how they would beat the man and they would torture him and break him down to the most minuscule minded way of thinking, because they knew how strong the man really was in the household. So when we take it all the way back there, that's what I really want to get into. But
I don't know if I agree partially. I don't know if
right.
I want to say
so it goes deep.
Forced out of the home, because at the end of the day, these are choices. that men are making. And I understand him wanting to provide and protect and do all those things by any means necessary, even if that means breaking the law. But at the end of the day, it's still a decision that could cause him to be away from his family for years and years and years. Just like I'm a product of that. So
now
that's a decision.
Yeah, but
nobody forced him to put his 3-month-old down to go make a decision like that.
I agree.
All right.
I agree.
So,
now, everything that I had just said that's not the reason of why I made that status. That's part of it.
Okay.
But when it's all said and done, when we really hold ourselves accountable, way past the whole slavery and the government, and once we get past all of that, we as men have made stupid decisions, myself included. One thing I always want people to know is that whenever I be making these statuses, mainly it's because I'm talking to myself and then other men.
Oh.
I really am. People
Do the
think
masses know that?
I hope they watch this and they know now.
This is good.
Like I'm
So
never.
your posts are very therapeutic for you.
They actually are, because
That's fine.
I've made posts that are like, man, y'all gotta realize that when the woman is the most important piece of your life. And they'll be like, oh, you just saying that to get likes and all that. Like, no, I had to realize
His
that.
DMs are over flooding.
Forget the DMs, man. Like, for real, I had to realize that when I went through what I went through with my ex, I did the stupid stuff. I did the lying and the cheating and the deceiving and the trying to be slick and have my cake and eat it too, and had that whole mentality. I had to go back and realize, like, dang, I am hurting the woman who's the most important part of my life. Like, y'all are super important. We need y'all just like y'all need us. But people think that I've become one-sided with my arguments. Like, I'm always attacking men. I'm always trying to just make the woman feel good. No, I just know that I'm not a woman. So it's not my job to talk about women or to say what y'all need to do better. Y'all have plenty of great women that y'all can look up to and hold y'all accountable and all of that. As men, I want to make sure that we hold ourselves accountable instead of always waiting on a woman to tell us what we're doing, and then we point the finger back at them, and then it's just spinning wheels and we never make any progress because we point fingers at each other. So that's why I do what I do. Yeah, it is therapeutic for me because I'm speaking to myself, then I'm speaking to everybody else.
That's good. Learn something today.
Hey, I told you I'm gonna get a little bit more real. We
30 now.
We straight talked about this
Listen.
off camera. Like, I'm gonna start being a little bit more open.
Yeah,
So for real, it's therapy for me.
I'm looking forward to that openness.
Anything I say, any status that I make, 9 times out of 10, it's because I was that person and I had to learn that lesson, and now I'm able to speak about it. I don't talk out the side of my neck. Anything I say,
I always thought you were most of the time.
anything I say is because I lived through it, I've done it, or I was really, really close to it. So there it is.
So what would you say the percentage is of guys that actually are for what you say, they support what you say, and they're just not like, this dude just trying to get some draws or whatever? What's the percentage? And has it grown or has it decreased?
No, my percentage is actually increased. And let me make sure, you're asking of men
Yes.
who agree with what I'm saying.
Yeah, they're starting to get on the church bandwagon here. They're like, okay, this dude,
Don't
all
say it
right.
like that. I don't want no bandwagoners.
Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
They support what you're saying.
Okay.
Maybe they were a little
Yeah.
like
So-
wait a minute at first, but now they're just like, okay, he's speaking some truth.
Once we open up, like, the men who I've had men DM me like, bro, what you really mean by that? Like, what are you doing? And once we have a discussion, they like, okay, I see where you're going with it now. It makes sense. I really hope that more men do that, because then they'll realize, like, oh, okay, we on the same page. I'm just using a different approach because clearly the approach that we've been using all these years ain't working, because we at the point where, like, men are disgusted with women and women definitely disgusted with men, and we ain't even gonna talk about the black man and the black woman together, because it's like, all right,
Let's talk about it.
black
Said,
women.
let's not talk about it.
That's a whole nother can of worms.
It is, but let's open it up.
As far as, like, the black woman doesn't feel loved anymore. by the black man.
Do you know why?
Why?
Where is her dad at? Where is he?
Why?
Where is he at?
What would be reasons why her dad is not in the picture?
It could be a number of reasons. Again, choices that he made, whether it was something illegal or he chose to go with another woman, or I mean, you don't.
But
he's absent.
But he's absent.
Yes.
So that ties back in to why I made the status that I did today. Whatever that reason, we'll say the daughter, y'all don't know the reason why your dad wasn't there.
Well, I know the reason.
You do, but
I'm
let's
not
just
gonna
say
go into detail. But okay, let's go back a little bit.
Okay, well, let's go
All
back.
right, so you said the black woman doesn't feel loved anymore. So let me just say that I had a really, really great childhood in a single parent home. I didn't want for anything. My mom worked really hard. She was blessed with a great job, even though she just had a high school diploma. But it was always something lacking, and that was that male figure. And because of his absence, I have always chose men that are absent, whether it's physical or emotional. I've always gravitated towards men that are not available to me.
Okay.
So the guys that pursue me and are very persistent and show genuine interest, I'm turned off by that. It freaks me out. I don't like that because I'm not used to that.
Right.
I like the bullshit. And I'm woman enough to say that. The coach still has problems, okay? I coach people for a living. I listen for a living. But I don't have all the answers, especially when it relates to myself and these men, child. But I'm just saying, that is what I gravitate towards, men that are not necessarily available to me. And that's because he set the tone for all this other stuff that's been going on for 39 years.
Right.
And at some point, I gotta say, hey, I can't continue to hold him accountable because I'm old enough to know better now what I deserve, what I want. So again, we have to hold ourselves accountable as well.
Yes.
We don't do that. And it's because we're not healed. We haven't forgave. So that's what I'm working on now, is that piece. Because I do want to love again and love wholeheartedly and not be looking at the man sideways and wondering and what if. And I don't want to do that again because it's not fair to him and it won't be fair to us either. So that's what I'm working on now. But yeah, I like the dudes that don't want to be bothered. I'm doing one of these numbers.
Yeah. But look, you said something that was really, really dope that immediately stood out. So you said we're to the point now where we're in control of our own actions. You reached a certain point in your life, regardless of how your childhood was and whether your dad wasn't there and whether you reached a point to where you were able to make your own decisions, regardless of what your past was. Mm-hmm. Now, yes, your past played a part in your decision making, but you knew right from wrong. You knew whether or not he was a good enough guy to pursue a relationship with.
Yeah.
You reached that point.
Oh yeah.
Right. So
I can't keep blaming absenteeism father
exactly
for grown-up cheat choices now.
That's
I can't do
all
that.
I'm saying. So tying it back in.
I understand why I've done that, but I can't continue to do that.
That's what that beautiful word is called, accountability,
and
that's
growth.
Growth. That's all I'm trying to get us as men, myself included. I'm not saying them men, us, we men together. We in this together as a whole. What I'm trying to get us to understand is that regardless of way back when the master beat us to the point of messing with our mentality and our mindset, regardless of what the government did and is still doing to whatever degree, regardless of that, we as men are at that place where we can make sound decisions. And the decisions that we have made over the years when it comes to women have been subpar, very bad, to the point where it has shifted your mindset of us. So by that, what I mean is, okay, we've cheated for so many years that now y'all feel like the whole hashtag of black men don't cheat. That's a joke because we've cheated so much that that's altered y'all mind frame.
Yeah.
The fact that, you know, black men aren't fathers, like that's shifted y'all whole mindset. Y'all.
Let me just say that when I see a black father and you can see it, like it's displayed, it's online or you see it in person. Like,
what it make you feel?
It's hella refreshing because I don't see it like that. Like I be like, okay, like
it's
great.
It's refreshing because your mind has been altered to think that men aren't.
We've been conditioned.
Conditioned, altered. Yes, both of those synonymous terms.
Yeah.
That's where we are right now. That has came from us men making bad decisions. It ain't always been, oh, the woman kicked us out. Ain't no way I'm finna have a kid ever in life and I'm not gonna be present in my kid life.
So let's hold on. Listen what you just said. So the woman kicked you out.
That's an excuse that they've used.
Okay. So kind of sounds like she's crazy, right? So remember we kind of was talking about this in a previous episode. Like, you know, one of the stereotypes was men think that women are crazy.
Right.
Sounds like she might have been provoked to kick his ass out. Is all that I'm saying.
Could be. Even on the flip side, even if she didn't kick you out, it's so often that a man will, and this is another thing that women have told me, a man will have a baby with a woman and, you know, I'll just sign over my rights, or I don't want to be present in the child's life whatsoever.
I've witnessed that. I'm not saying that it happens all the time, but I have witnessed that.
So that's those type of things are decisions that have altered y'all mindset as a woman. And so all my status was saying was we need to hold ourselves accountable for that. And unfortunately, I have to bear weight of that. I ain't got no kids out here. But
Are you sure?
Shut up. No, I don't have any kids out here. I haven't. What's a good one that I can really use?
Keep it real now.
I can't think of nothing because a lot of stuff I have done. We'll just use the kid example, all right?
Okay.
So
Lil JJ.
I don't have a little JJ out here that I walked out on or whatever, but I have to bear weight of that in the sense of women still look at me as a father figure, and they want me, hey, can you mentor my child? Or hey, can my child hang with you? Hey, can you come pick him up, take him to the movies? Can you talk with my child? He's having real bad behavioral problems and all of that. That's a weight that I have to bear for another man's decision. That's all I'm saying. We all as a whole, if it's gonna take a village, like we use so many terms very loosely, like it take a village to raise a child, and it be men that'll be quick to say that, but don't want to help the young men that are hurting out here. They don't want to help the young men that have the behavioral problems out here, that are too busy to want to be a part of a boys and girls club or to help women just in general. I had a talk with one of my female friends earlier today. And I was telling her, like, listen, she was venting to me about, you know, just wanting to be able to breathe. You know, it's her, she a single mom, she got her son. Sometimes she just want to be able to breathe because all she know is work, bills, child. Work, bills, child. She wake up, go to sleep. Those are three things that revolve around in her life. And with her being a close friend of mine, I'm like, I get it. I understand. I don't understand it fully because I don't have a child, but I understand 2 out of the 3. I understand working and I understand bills. So for you to even add a child onto that, I can only imagine how bad it is. So if it's going to take a village, I got you. If you need me to take them to the movies or do whatever just to give you a couple of hours of free time, that has a double benefit because he's going to have a male figure in his life that'll help him. And you're going to be able to get some free time to gather yourself, to get your mind right, because I don't have any kids, but I've spoken with a lot of people who do. So I know that sometimes you just need a break. These kids bad out here. No, they ain't that bad.
You
but
were bad.
I know my mama needed a break. Listen, my mama and my daddy and my grandmama, the whole village needed a break from me. But so I get it, and I propose that. That's not my child. We met what, a year and a half, 2 years ago, a year ago? But we're friends. And so now I'm still willing, because you are my friend, to take on that weight. And not in no sexual manner, not in like on a straight platonic level. Nothing has ever happened. Nothing will happen.
Please don't mention platonic.
I'm like, no, because because it's people who will think that like, oh, you just doing it to get the draws.
Well, you can't say platonic because we have two different definitions for the words.
Well, okay.
I don't know if you should be.
Your version of platonic then.
Oh,
there we go.
Gotcha.
So with using your version of platonic, that's on another episode. I gotta go back and watch
check it
that.
out.
So using your version of platonic, I still offered my help, my services,
which was really nice.
And that, but and it's not, and I appreciate it, but I don't even look for the kudos or the congratulations. A lot of stuff I do out here is in silence. The stuff that they do see is a highlight reel, cool. But a lot of stuff I do in silence, and the people who know, they know. And that's how it's gonna always be. I don't even want you to tell nobody. Just keep it between us. Cause I don't want it to be seen as a show or stuff like that. But it takes a village, period. And again, going back to the status, that's what I want us men to realize, that if it's gonna take the women have been hurt by a lot of decisions that we've made, by a lot of decisions that other men have made. And we just have to bear that weight. If we all can just carry a little bit, it won't be as heavy as 10 of us carrying the whole thing. If it's 10 good dudes out in St. Louis, that's a lot of weight to carry to try and lift up all the women out here. But if we got 1,000 dudes out here that are trying to be good and are trying to uplift and help the black woman, that weight gets a lot easier to carry. So that's all I'm saying.
Well, that's one solution. That's good. Another one is talking to a professional. I think it is important. You know, if you got a lot of stuff that you've been carrying around for years and years and years, and before you know, you done pass it on to your baby, then your baby to pass it on to their baby, and it just never ends. So it is good to talk to somebody. I know that's kind of like it's very taboo. Black folks don't like talking to people. They don't want them in their business, but it really is healthy.
Healthy.
And if you don't want to do that,
mental health matters.
Yeah, it does. Talk to somebody you trust. If you don't want to talk to a professional, somebody. But it is important to be able to get that stuff out, and find another outlet, something healthy that is not breaking the bank or whatever. Write, journal, do something that kind of releases that pressure and weight off your shoulders. So.
But you know what I think about? You said that the cycle will always continue if you don't pretty much seek help, if you don't get to the root of the problem. But I think what's even worse of not finding it.
No, that's not what I said. I said that was another solution. I didn't say if you don't speak to somebody, the cycle will continue.
Well, no,
that's what you said. That's not what I said.
I'm sorry. Well,
please do it right now. You're gonna say it.
My bad. I just look at it from the beginning, because if a person doesn't see any wrong or doesn't find any fault in their problem, why would they even want to seek help as a solution?
So I know for me, I just got really sick of carrying around that baggage and all that weight from my past. I mean, it's exhausting, it's emotionally taxing. So I'm not saying that talking to someone is for everybody, but it does help. And that's a way that you can release, carrying all that baggage. But at some point, people just get tired. They get tired of carrying that around, because you going through the same. It's like it's the same thing every day, every year, every 10 years. It's the same, and you are stagnant. You're not growing as a professional. You're not growing personally. You're not growing as a parent. You're not growing as a man or a woman. And it's because you are thinking the same. You kind of have to shift in order to get different results. Yeah. So I don't know. That's just my take on it. I just got tired. People just get tired.
But
just
you
like
know
with a
what?
relationship. I'm in a relationship with myself. So just like if you're in a relationship with somebody and hey, if you getting tired of getting your ass beat, but you still around, then guess what? You ain't tired.
Yeah.
If when you tired, there's nothing else to talk about. Same with my ex. You can tell when I'm at the point where I'm just like, I'm over it. I forgive him. I just want to move on. I wish him the best because I don't bash. I don't speak ill on him. I won't even entertain when other people say anything because I'm tired of talking. There's nothing else to talk about. That's over with. When you tired, you tired. What else are we talking about?
And I understand being tired, but what also happens subconsciously, hear me out. What also happens subconsciously is that when y'all get tired of the situation, you also get tired of us because subconsciously we put y'all in that situation. We put y'all in that predicament. So
Get tired of us. Who is us?
us, we men.
Are we us like
women
us?
get the women.
I'm in a relationship with you, us, or people. Who is us?
Women. So the women, when 9 times out of 10, women get tired and get fed up before a man will get tired and fed up.
Yeah.
So-
y'all, most times we do the leaving. Y'all don't leave.
Right.
Y'all
So
leave like sheep. Y'all don't leave like pack a bag.
right.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is when y'all get tired of whatever the situation is, 9 times out of 10, it's because a man is involved in causing that situation to whatever degree.
Yeah.
So subconsciously, when you get tired, so consciously, when you get tired of the situation, subconsciously, you're tired of the man as a whole because he put y'all in that situation. For example, you had a baby, you're a single mother now, you're tired, you're exhausted because it's work, bills, child. And that's consciously, like, you're tired, but subconsciously it's like, this mother, like, it's because of him to a certain degree that I'm in this, because he couldn't be man enough to be here with me. We could have a joint household. He could help raise the child that he helped produce, but here I am. So subconsciously you do that. If you're married, you ain't got no kids, but you're married, you're in a situation or whatever, he's out cheating, doing whatever, you're in this situation of like, I'm tired, I'm frustrated, always worrying about where you at, what you doing. I can't even go to sleep at night because I'm thinking about whether or not you with somebody else. You're tired of that situation. Subconsciously though, you're tired of him, and you get tired of the male species, because now it's like, I don't even want to, because what's the first thing that's gonna happen? One of the hardest things to do is start a healthy relationship after you get out of a bad one.
I will admit, I'm kind of tired of the male species. I'm listen, this is Honest Moment Wednesday, okay? I'm tired. Like, I don't want to be bothered with anybody's son right now. And I've been curving a lot of dudes, like, and some of them are really sweet, but I'm just like,
You have, like,
I just
hardcore.
Cause I'm not.
And I understand it.
I'm just not there.
And I understand that.
I'm not there.
And so to tie it all back before we get done, that's a perfect example. When you're saying you're tired, you will call me because I'm a cool dude. I try and make it to where you can communicate with me because I really want to understand where the disconnect is between us and y'all. So, we ain't even do the tag. What's going on, everybody? You're now listening to the Gender Project with Church and Chi. We ain't even do that in the beginning. All right, my bad. Go, y'all. We'll do it at the end. So, I'm really trying to understand the disconnect between us and y'all. So I want y'all to be open and talk to me. So with you saying something like that, I'm tired. I don't want to deal with nobody's son. Everybody's son didn't hurt you.
It's true.
But you at the point where you tired of everybody's son. So that's all I'm saying, is that we as men as a whole have to bear that weight.
And it's not that I'm bashing.
You're not.
You know, I'm not stereotyping anyone. I'm just not, emotionally, I'm just not there where I want to be bothered.
And
with
it's understandable.
Some possible mess.
And whoever the man is that will try and come into your life, he's gonna have to deal with that. I'm not saying he's gonna have to carry the weight, but he will have to work a little bit harder to get you.
Well, I'm gonna pray over that too, because I don't want. he's gonna have to put some work in because
That's all I'm saying.
Hello, I'm the prize.
That's
Hello.
all I'm saying.
But I don't want to be bringing baggage from past relationships into that great union. I don't want to do that.
Right.
So, yeah.
And because it's so easy to do that on both sides for men and women.
It is.
It's so easy to do that. But that's all my status was saying to conclude, is that I just want us as men to hold ourselves accountable, because all of us has done something to somebody's daughter that done pissed her off and made her feel a certain way about the male species. All of us have. So all I was saying was I want us to hold ourselves accountable before we point any fingers at y'all, before we say anything about the women. I just want us to hold ourselves accountable and say that, hey, we have to do better. We are the leaders. We are the protectors. And if we are going to lead and protect y'all, we can't keep pointing fingers at y'all. We need to hold ourselves accountable, and we need to just lead. And then maybe at that point, we can have some type of dialogue and understanding. Because until then, there will always be a disconnect. That's all I was saying.
So listen, before we get out of here,
what's up?
Since this is like an accountability episode.
I hope the camera's about to die. I hope the battery's about to run.
This is so good. You're gonna be so proud while you're doing that, and I want an apology too.
All right.
Since you're holding yourself accountable and you want other men to hold themselves accountable, I'm gonna hold myself accountable, and I'm gonna challenge all of my ladies to do this with me, because I do this a lot. All right, and again, this could be remnants of my past
so sorry I even
relationship.
said anything to you. I apologize.
You damn right.
You keep
and
going.
You're gonna apologize. You're gonna apologize again too before we
keep going.
Stop recording. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try my best.
Take your time.
I'm gonna try my best not to categorize men as y'all men. I'm gonna say our men, because they are ours. Even though they jacked up, they may be jacked up for a reason. They may have come from a broken home. They may, I don't know, may have been molested, or you just don't know everybody's story, so you can't judge us and be like, y'all men ain't shit. Like, let's stop that. So y'all are our men, all right? Our men. Hey, we got to own it. We have to own the shit first and then work on the shit.
Hold on, man.
I'm gonna try my best to stop saying y'all men.
And you know what?
I'm gonna make a post about it tomorrow.
And
will you like my post?
I will. I'll bump that. I'm finna love this post. And I'm gonna comment
Remember
on it.
He said
and I'm gonna share it.
Oh, wait, he getting beside.
I'm gonna do it. And look, speaking on behalf of men, since I guess I'm the only one here, and on behalf of all of us men that are watching and listening, thank you. Nothing more, nothing less. Thank you.
I'm gonna try, and I'm gonna challenge the women.
Just to even be open enough to say that you will try.
Yes.
We thank you.
You guys are our men.
And y'all are our women.
Let's do it then. Come on,
give me some, man. This is what it's all about.
Okay, I can do this.
Never, we're gonna do that. I ain't even gonna do that to you.
I don't even want to do the other thing.
hit him with the ending.
On Facebook, The Gender Project. Instagram, The Gender Project STL, and our website, The Gender Project STL. .com, honey. Yes, make sure that you like, subscribe, and comment on this here video. We really, really appreciate you. Shout out to Oviana. Shout out to all of our supporters and people that have been listening and following us. We really appreciate you, and we want to hear from you. So if you have any topics that you would like for us to discuss, feel free to email us at thegenderprojectstl@gmail.com, honey.
And for those listening in for the first time, we are an entertaining podcast that likes to create healthy dialogue about various topics concerning men and women.
Our men and our women. Yes. Get into it.
Y'all have a good one. See you later. Deuces.